In the best of 5, it is the final series in the last chance qualifier. One last team will join the playoffs, and it's either going to be Team RIP or it's going to be DDX, one of the two here. So we're playing a best of 5 out. We'll see which team is able to advance, but it should be a fun one. Quick reminder, when it comes to the rules, heroes can only be played once within a series. If this goes to game number 4 or game number 5, this could definitely have a bit of an impact. Besides that, teams can still accumulate bounties, but the big question is, of course, are we gonna see bounty attempts from the teams here? I mean, there is a chance that some of them will try. We had a lot of bounty attempts in other groups from other teams specifically, but over here, I think Team RIP has actually done probably the most of them. DDX, honestly, not really a team that is known for trying bounties and for attempting to pull them off. They played some pretty wonky comps, but they never went into a bounty attempt. We have, on the other side, for their opponents, for the blue team, we had Team RIP with a completed triple healer bounty. They had a Probius bounty. They played Convection Kelthas already. They won with Stitches and Alexstrasza. And they tried a few more that they weren't able to complete, but just suffice it to say that the blue team, when they see an opportunity, is going to attempt and complete a bounty. So when it comes to the bounties, again, a quick reminder at which bounties are around. If you're not really familiar with the system, you have definitely not watched in a few weeks. But the bounty system essentially is created to give teams an opportunity to lock in a bit of prize money if they are in a situation where they are not guaranteed to end up in the top 3, but they can still dip into the second prize pool by completing quests as you see them on the board right now. So the whole idea is essentially that these things can be completed. If you do, as a team, you get a point, you get a bounty point or a bounty ticket, and then at the end of the tournament, we're looking at how many were completed in total, and then you get a share out of that bounty prize pool, that second prize pool of 1,000 euros, depending, like accordingly again, like so, yeah. But there is also proper prize money in the tournament, 1,000 euros on top of that, which is going to just be distributed at the top teams. So that's going to be a thing. And yeah, we'll see what they're now going to pull off with that. Now, Garrosh and Dehaka on the red team side, and we get Lucio. We have Blaze, Johanna on the left team side. So both of the teams starting early with a front line, locking in the side laner and the main tank, with Towers of Doom being played just in the previous series by DDX already, and then making a Medivh Stitches play. Medivh got banned out, so it seems like Team RIP definitely watched what was going on there and wanted to make sure that the entire Medivh situation is kept under control. Medivh played a lot in the tournament actually, and with huge impact as usual when he gets locked in. Now, is Team RIP going to try for a bounty here? This is the last series that could technically give you a chance to go into the playoffs, so maybe in game number 1 they're playing this a bit more conservative and not go for a bounty, wait to see if they can take the lead here and then think about it? Or are they really just sitting there saying like, hey, we can pull this off, let's go game number 1, and we immediately start off with the bounty attempt? Honestly, not quite sure. I would assume that they're going to play this a bit safer, but I've been wrong in the past on this, so time will tell. It's a best of 5, so they have quite a bit of wiggle room on it. But now that we get Vala and Oriel, it's very, very likely that this is going to be a double support Vala with auto attack style. And then over on the red team side, we obviously need the damage as well. Vala already in together with Oriel, probably a second healer for Team RIP. Whereas for Danazovsky and for Dead Inside, will be interesting what the damage output is going to be. I mean, it's game number 1, right? So you have still the entire roster of heroes to choose from. They go double Protoss, Tacita, and Zeratul for our first map. So with Zeratul, you have essentially like a triple melee. You have Dehaka, and then Zeratul can also rotate between the lanes a bit to first of all take the minion waves out, but will then leech on to heroes like Vala and maybe even Oriel to try and take them apart. Eagle is probably going to be used from Oriel here. It's going to depend a little bit what they're choosing for the final pick. Technically, it could be a Resurrect as well. Here comes Uther, and that sets us up for map number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, Towers of Doom, the first game in the best of 5 series. Game number 1. On the left, we got Sven on Blaze for Team RIP. We got Krankle with Johanna, Vasilisco on Oriel, Higao on Uther, and of course the auto attack Vala path from Azzy. Over on the right side of the map, it is DDX, Shizakid playing Garrosh for the team. We get Danazovsky on Tacita, Den Inside on Zeratul, Virgil with Dehaka, and Yoshiro is playing Lucio. So, the quick pause already over. Seems like we had a couple of guys on the DDX side going for a bathroom break during the draft, and they didn't make it back in time. Noteworthy, as we're talking about the red team, that we have a cleave build for Zeratul. Rumor had it obviously right away that we are looking at mouse problems on the side of Virgil, but not the case. So apparently the mouse is now happily charged, doesn't have issues anymore, or he found a cable and connected it to the cable and just plays it like that. I don't know what exactly is going on with it, but I think the mouse is fine. The mouse is okay. Level 1 static charge for Tacita. And yeah, Tacita as a pick surprised me a bit. We've seen it a few times now from the North American team that actually made it into the playoffs. And oh, that nearly was a kill against Lucio. He nearly Laubert, but what about Crankle? Okay, he gets out too. Garrosh already doing some solid work here. He does not skip leg day. He definitely doesn't. The man lifts from the knees all day, every day. And he is just throwing heroes left, right, and center all day long. So, yep, definitely one for the big plays. We have the auto attacks for Vala, also looking at the Righteous Assault here. Some of the comments that I occasionally get on YouTube are, by the way, absolutely hilarious. Just the other day, I had a guy that was commenting on a game where Vala was played in exactly a composition like this, double support, double melee. And he was loudly complaining about how it was clear that the Vala team cannot possibly win the game because the auto attack style is bad and they don't have enough damage with Vala going for an auto attack. So it is a clear loss for them and they don't stand a chance. Like, some people honestly don't watch Heroes of the Storm on a competitive level for like a year or two or maybe even 3, then come back, see a video and immediately come in and think they have to comment and tell everybody how the game needs to be played, even though they haven't seen a competitive game in ages. It's honestly funny. I was like looking at the comment, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I hated back in the day the auto attack style as much as the next guy, but ever since, when did they change Creed of the Hunter? How many years has that been now? So, yeah, absolutely amazing. It's amusing though, but obviously right now Vala is starting to stack it up, and even with the damage or the danger that was created by Garrosh for a second, she's still happily stacking. As long as they keep her alive, that's gonna be great. It's trading kills as Zeratul goes down, so does Oriel. Uther is dead. We got a triple kill here. And Vala is just ranking up the stacks. As long as they keep her alive, fantastic. Even Garrosh gets now killed. And as he's just jumping left, right, center, they drop Lucio. And it's an absolute bloodbath. They go for Tacita. And they drop him as well. Azzy with 72 stacks before the 3-minute mark. Hasn't died. Didn't lose a Gambit stack. And just look at this stuff. They killed essentially the entire team. They turned Towers of Doom into a graveyard, just killing everything in sight. And with Vala not falling, she was able to get so many stacks this early in the game. An absolute disaster. Well, it's a little bit of a disaster for the red team. It's 4 kills to 2, so the lead in experience goes to Team Rip. And with Vala not even falling in that fight, it's just a dream for the auto attacker. Getting a ton here on this. So with that, we're currently looking at some easy stats for Vala to just rank up a few more. I mean, just the first quest reward on level 1, but of course they're aiming for more here. Zidane also is like spotting this quickly. That's 2 of the altars channeled by Team Rip, and therefore the damage they got through it. Subdue on level 4 for Jojo, as usual. And Vala should at least stick with one of the 2 healers, if you ask me. Just to make sure that she not all of a sudden gets flanked, but as long as they have full vision, it's fine. Good heal on Ultha. That was close. He nearly fell, but they were able to keep him alive. So, yeah, Lucio comes in and is being used as a bit of a pincushion by Azzy again. 83 stacks now. Again, as much as early games is concerned, this is great for Vala. Early stacks, lots of stacks, don't die. If at this point you get a few more, get maybe 200 to 150 by the time you're on 16, that would already be fantastic. If you get any further than that, I mean, hey, amazing. But just getting Manticore with the extra damage output, plus in addition to that also the attack speed, is already great. Now, when it comes to the build here, we get the beam alignment for level 7 for Tacita. We have Zeratul with the cleave build as mentioned, and Wormhole following up on the current talent here. Valla still dancing around. Garrosh is obviously going to be a big threat later on, potentially. If Garrosh gets a hold of Valla, throws her over, and then you have also the wall from Tacita coming in, then you got to be careful on this. Valla now with 107 stacks already, and this is just working amazingly well for them. They're getting so many stacks on her. And she hasn't died yet. They're really keeping an eye on her. The leading experience might be small for Team Rip, but it's definitely there. And Valla is at 120 stacks already. So this is serious damage. She's sitting at 22,000. Compare that to Tacita. Compare to Zeratul. Like, that's all that you need to know at this point in time. Her damage output is top-notch this early on. And this could become a late-game disaster if DDX is not at some point getting some coordinated plays going against Valla and able to take her down. But with level 10 abilities, obviously we not only have that free channel, but we should now also get Aegis. And we do get Aegis. We don't have a Divine Shield, but we have Aegis. There's also the stun from Ultha. They come in again and they get the kill on Tacita. Tacita is down. They're even threatening Garrosh again. Valla is having an absolute blast here. The Void Prison to section them off a little bit, but the attack will still continue. Valla now at 28,000 damage, sitting at 140 stacks, about to lock in the third quest reward on level 1. And they are just doing an amazing job here. What Zeratul has to do later is just try to use the Void Prison to section off the healer so that they can take Valla down. If they are able to pull that off, then fantastic. But currently, DDX, they are struggling a bit to find a proper way into all of this. We'll see what Valla is going to go for on level 13. And we'll get Gloom or Tempered by Discipline, which way they're going to go with this. Tacita obviously has Archon now. And with the taunt that we're seeing from Garrosh, he could be able to pull something beautiful off here. But here comes the little flank as they're setting things up with Jojo. Blessed Shield is available. Could be used right now. Does get used. They go in for the kill. They want Garrosh. And they get Garrosh. Quick heals on Valla. And she's still going. Like a Duracell battery. No pausing. No stopping. Just... attack after attack. Stack after stack. And ramping up the damage. She's now at 32,000 damage. Tacita is just sitting at 21k. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, 6 kills to 3. They still have the global with the Haka at the top. So he is pushing, is trying to open up the bell towers here. We have double altar up, and that should be an even exchange. Down here, the whip attempt into the wall. That would have been nice. The pumpkin's just dying there. But the channels have now happened. The Haka is actually getting the top left channel. Or is trying to. Blaze is going to interrupt this. And I guess eventually the blue team is going to take it. But the real aggression is happening at the bottom of the map where the blue team is pushing. Level 13 talents will soon be ready too. And now that Zeratul moves top, they might actually be able to steal this one away. Jojo could be a bit too late. But nope, Blaze made it in. Might have to bunker up here. And yeah, okay, he bunkers up, just better safe than sorry. Not sure if it was really needed for them in that situation, but the altar is still up, so they can still claim it. The level 13 talents are dropping in for both of the teams. We haven't seen a bell tower conversion yet. Valla, easy stacks, and Lucio is gone. That's the power of getting the Divine Storm out. Once that we have the whole CC chain of Uther just playing out, and him dropping the hammer, you can do solid work there. On level 13, we get Well Met. We have on top of that also the Pursuit of Justice. So yeah, a lot of movement speed increase. And of course, with that, now making plays for the bot lane again. And this time the bell tower will indeed fall. And the top left altar has still not been channeled. So this is still something worthy of claiming. Blaze can interrupt it maybe. And nope, he can not. So 3 shots get fired. Yeah, a little bit. A nice move by DDX. Bit of a missed opportunity, I suppose, by Team Rip, but a well-identified situation through DDX and them realizing they can claim this and get the 3 shots. Uther gets a heal, might still fall, and does fall. That's a kill for the red team. as Vala is still working those auto attacks and staying away from the rest of the red team, because now it seems that DDX is going to drive that fight pretty heavily. They're going to go for Blaze, and they're going to take him down. Blaze is dead, and that's 2 heroes eliminated on the side of Team Rip. They went Gloom on 13 with Vala, and, well, with the bell tower control at the bottom of the map, they're still finding themselves in a decent spot, but they also have to make sure that they're holding on to this. Vala with 41,000 damage now. And, yeah, Vala, again, every single time that they're coming in with Garrosh, they're just missing out on getting a proper connect that would allow them to take control here. So, right now, things are still fine. And keep in mind, we are getting closer to level 16. So, once that we have 16 here, this is going to be rough, because that is now 4 quest rewards for Azzy on his level 1. He's getting more and more damage with those auto attacks. He's sitting at over 200 stacks already, and level 16 is going to give the Manticore. Yeah, if you are the front line of DDX, you're going to have a very shitty day once that starts up. They might have caught up in kills a little bit, or start to catch up at least. The points on the core are the same, but this could very well change the momentum super quickly once we have 16. Beautiful, beautiful kill against Lucio. Nice attempt at a save from Garrosh as well, but now he's in trouble. Gets fully stun locked and murdered here. But that was extremely well done by the blue team. I mean, they really got Lucio there. The Rain of Vengeance as a follow-up, and then the save attempt from Garrosh, but that's 2 heroes down on the red team side. Manticore is now in. 5 shots fired already, and Oriel is going to move down to the bottom of the map to channel the second altar and relieve the red team of another 5 points on the core. And Vala's damage should start to snowball a little bit now with Manticore. She's going to get more and more damage in through it. If she is able to pick up her level 20 without dying, then I think chances are that DDX is never going to get a kill on her. They need to somehow, though. I mean, they really need to. Zeratul, he has to somehow find that one Void Prison that allows them to get their kill. Because if that doesn't happen, then she is just uncontestedly going to move in and rip them apart, one auto attack after another. It's always these attempts also with the walls, and I guess Azzy needs to be a bit careful. Game has been going extremely well for him, but you can't hope that you will non-stop be able to dodge those walls and dodge Garrosh, for example. But here come the pumpkins. Garrosh gets attacked, and Zeratul is now coming in too. Here's the VP. They're trying to set this up, but Vala, already about to retreat, is able to get away, turns it immediately, and here comes the Condemn and the Blessed Shield that we're getting from Jojo. The red team in a bit of trouble. They had the full 5-man in that fight. Blaze wasn't with Team Rip, but they're still holding their own down here and doing extremely well. The damage just snowballing for the auto attack on the blue team side. She gets, of course, even more stacks now. They are saving that bell tower or safeguarding it. And here comes the triple altar phase. We had 16 points for the red team and on 29 points for their opponents. Level 20 talents are going to come up next. Yeah, nice lick here against Jojo. She should still be fine and is. Blaze at the top. Could try and swarm him here, but Sven is starting to retreat and moves back easily. The quest is completed for Oriel. They're going again for Dehaka, and they get him. Honestly, Higao with the Uther plays is playing a sick game. There's so many hard CC chains that he has established. Now with Benediction, even easier for him. Following up with the Divine Storm, it works perfectly. Vala might be for the first time in some trouble here, though. Yeah, but she still makes it. There's the wall, but the heal is too strong. Oh, Zeratul, they wanted the kill, but the heals are just relentless. Garrosh is already gone. Now they go for Tassadar. He dies too. Vala made it throughout all of this. Is now at 264 stacks, so she's actually closing in on completing the quest completely. And there are still 2 altars to channel. If they get both of them, then the boss would end the game. And they might be able to pull that off. There's only 2 defenders. There's only Zeratul and Lucio. Here comes the jet propulsion, and Lucio is dead. 5 shots fired. They're down to a single point on the core. The boss is up next, and this is going to be Team Rip with a victory in game number 1 of the best of 5 series. 71,000 damage from Vala. Fantastic performance by them, honestly. A well-coordinated game. 14 kills, 2-5. and a pretty dominant entry into the best of 5 series as the blue team locks in the W on Towers of Doom. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Infernal Shrines. So, a little bit surprised because it is the map choice of DDX. They decided that they don't want to have first pick, first ban, that they want to choose the map, and I thought it would be something a little bit more special. Maybe a crazy one where they go for Haunted Mines, you know, they had some secret training there, and thought, well, we're going to surprise our opponents, but no, they go for a super vanilla map. Go for Infernal Shrines, and this is the second map of the best of 5 series. Now Team Rip has the lead, so potentially we're going to see them go for a bounty. But again, this is a pretty important series for both of them, so the priority is clearly winning the best of 5. If any of the teams feel like they have a chance to go for a bounty, they will, but Team Rip has already completed quite a few. And the question is obviously always, well, it's not the question, but if you think about it, if you win this series, you make it into the playoffs, which means you have so many more opportunities to go for bounties. So this is going to be a pretty important one. And it seems that DDX is honestly not taking care of bounties in general. They haven't done a single one yet, I believe. And, well, we'll see if things change, but at least for now it seems that the team is just interested in winning as many games as they can, make it to the playoffs, and get a good position there. So, the 10 heroes that have been played on the previous map, still unavailable, so they can't be played again. Could make a difference once that we're heading into game number 4, game number 5, obviously. We could see some more interesting things here, but by now we also have Maiev banned out, Medivh got banned as well. Don't think that's really going to change anytime soon in the series. Again, if you have a good Medivh player on the other side, Medivh is a pretty solid ban no matter what. He is just such an annoying hero to deal with. If the opponent coordinates well around portals, Medivh can be an absolute game changer and really rip the opponent a new one. So now that we're going into Infernal Shrines, we get Hogger played by Sven. So there is a chance that eventually in this series we're going to get Sven's Samuro, but for now it's Hogger time. And if you've watched any of the games of DDX, you know that Virgil likes to play D.Va. I think this is part of why they also chose Infernal Shrines, because they're generally pretty strong on this map with D.Va, not just because the impact that D.Va has with Virgil here is so big, but also because the team works extremely well around her. We don't have the combo with Garrosh that they used in some of the other maps, where they literally just threw the mech onto the opponent in the explosion, but they can still control the space on the shrine with it, and I suppose that is the game plan here. Basilisco on Malfurion, and then we have Krankle with ETC. So now we have ETC Hogger at the front. Malfurion can drop a quick root either after the slide from ETC, or he can of course just use it to section off parts of the shrine depending on where the opponent moves in, trying to deny them access to it fairly easily with a good root. When Malfurion comes in and lays down the lawn. Now Orphea gets banned. It's actually kind of fun to me too. We had Disciple starting up with Orphea over and over again from the Raccoons, and teams started ban out Orphea, which was a new one. And now you see it a little bit more often, so Orphea has actually made her way into this. Stitches, okay, so no Gorge or Putrid Bile, depending on how exactly they wanted to play this out. But no hook action from Stitches. It's actually kind of nice. I feel Stitches is in a pretty okay spot. He gets picked a little bit, but not too much. Exactly where you want the hero to be. Sometimes you go up against an opponent who's pretty strong with this, and it's just saying no. Stitches was, of course, played before by DDX. I highlighted that in the first draft of the game, because there we already had the Medivh ban, and that was the comp that they used. So right now they just want to make sure that they're not running into any of the two. Varian plus Stukov. So more and more looking like a sniper comp for them. You go in with Varian, you have a taunt ready, and then Lurking Arm from Stukov to put the silence out. After that, you just need enough damage. Hanzo is going to contribute some, but we'll see what that inside is going to bring to the table in order to take the target out, no matter who they're going for here. In an ideal world, of course, Malfurion for now, he is the squishiest of the bunch, but you have a few more targets there with even ETC. And there's Mephisto. Have not seen a lot of Mephisto lately. Same can be said for Imperius. He was, of course, banned in Group A because he was still bugged. Then Blizzard released the hotfix. And ever since Group B started, I believe Imperius is now part of it again. But yeah, Mephisto, we haven't seen too many Mephisto games lately. He was pretty much a regular one on the Inferno Shrines and Tomb of the Spider Queen. But lately he has fallen off in priority a bit and teams are not picking him as much anymore. The final pick, Sergeant Hammer. No bounties in game number 2 either, but it is hammer time. Ladies and gentlemen, our second map in the best of 5 series here between DDX and Team Rip. Game on! Second map of the best of 5, and on the left we have Team Rip with Crankle on ETC. We got Sven on Hogger, Azzy is playing Mephisto, and we get Vasilisco on Malfurion, and then last but not least, with that triple front line that they're executing here, we have Hugao on Imperia, starting things off with the Impaling Light for now. As over on the right side, we get Dead Inside on Sergeant Hammer going for Ambush as his level 1 talent. Shizakit on Varian, we get Danazovsky on Stukov, Virgil with his Diva, and Yoshiro on Hanzo. So it is Diva time. And together with that, Varian on level 1 with Overpower. Was holding that back a little bit longer than expected. Skull Missile build for Mephisto. Top side, Sergeant Hammer already in position on this. Imperius is starting to come in here. Gets the connect. There's the root. And bye-bye Hammer. Yep, that is something that they didn't apparently expect. That little flank here as he wrapped around Sergeant Hammer in the stun lock. And that is first blood. So he just laubered there at the top lane. Down at the bottom of the map. Yeah. Oh, nice dodge. ETC with a slide, but Yoshiro easily dodging away from it. Not affected at all. Now Varian moving to the top 2. He's gonna say hello here real quickly, but obviously does not have taunt yet. Unfortunately for him. Nice little play though also from Hogger. Virgil is a little bit low. But yeah, they're all protecting Sergeant Hammer for now. And they might even get a kill here. And they do. Yes, they take down Imperius. So a kill for a kill now. Yeah, they might have lost Sergeant Hammer earlier. They might even lose her again. But the Sergeant still fine. But ETC gets attacked and taken out. Nice. The double kill. Imperius and Sergeant Hammer both eliminated. So DDX, they lost the first hero and now all of a sudden they are sitting at the top side and are taking down that wall. This is, by the way, also where the first objective is going to spawn. Shizakit, Varian, and I guess, well, they're not getting out. No, he gets impaled again. There's the taunt though, just in time. Honestly, that talent dropped into their hands just in time. We have on level 4 Barricade, by the way. So Barricade instead of Siege Tactics here. Trying to, well, cooldown reduction obviously is pretty neat. But trying to just protect the space around Sergeant Hammer instead of going for the usual Siege Tactics against the stuns and roots that we have. So we'll see if this is going to play out for Dead Inside that way that he hopes. They were trying to go for their camp too. The blue team is invading with nearly everything that they have. The taunt into the explosion. Holy crap! What on earth? He got kicked off the platform. What? Oh, that was an absolutely amazing kill. Taunted into the explosion and then absolutely kicked off the entire platform. If that's not a record, then I don't know what is. Oh, the blue team took Hanzo out a second later. That was amazing. Imperial is getting totally wrecked there. I love the explosion and the taunt play. It was glorious, but the ragdoll move, oh my god, chef's kiss right there. Ugh. First objective is up, so we got the Frozen Punisher. And Sergeant Hammer is slowly moving towards the top. They save Diva, nice. Virgil's still alive. Trying to come in with a taunt now against Imperius again, and he's a little bit low. Okay, can they get a hit here? No. And we get Pulse Detonation Core. They go for a spider build. Alright, that is gonna be fun. We actually had this from Dead Inside already once. I believe it was him. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I would bet money that it was him. I think I remember this correctly. So they're not going for the typical build with Hover Siege mode. We had something similar from him already once, and it actually wasn't too bad. But that also means that they're having a tough time now controlling the top space around Shrine number 1. And that's 2 heroes down. Stukov and Hanzo both were eliminated. And yep, that is... I mean, they can't. They have to back off here. They are going to lose this big time. So if Virgil gets killed, no chance for him. And they at least move Varian out, so Shizakid is retreating. But the problem still is that, yeah, that inside is gonna have for now at least a very reduced impact. This build can be pretty fun, and he got good value out of it the last time. But them not even trying to go for the objective is, of course, a little bit of a weird one, because now they are a level behind, so it's not like Sergeant Hammer was all of a sudden soaking insane amounts of experience at the bottom of the map. It's still very close on the objective, by the way. They're getting a kill on Imperius. I have no idea why the blue team still wasn't able to lock in the Punisher here, even with the heroes that they killed. Now the explosion again, but the blue team gets the Punisher. They're gonna lose Malfurion, though. Mephisto has fallen, Imperius have fallen. Now they're going for Malfurion, and he goes down too. So yeah, it's a bloodbath at the top. And that experience lead that we had for Team Rip is already negated. And they just lost it completely. So, it's going to be a fun one. We got the Punisher just stuck on the left side of the wall. Drops in another couple of frozen circles, but not even the wall is destroyed. They got level 10, blue team. Team Rip have heroic abilities now. And we get the Durance of Hate for our boy, and then on top of it, Stage Dive, Portapult, and also Tranquility here. With Imperius, I would assume, going for the delivery system. Trying to play, Sergeant Hammer. Yeah, that's a dead hammer, isn't it? With I like the wall. I like the wall that he came up with there, but again, that's too many heroes. With ETC stage diving towards the top, there's nothing that they could do. It was a pretty sweet move trying to use the barricade on level 4 to somehow make it out and juke with vision. But nope, it didn't work for them. So in this case, they are losing Sergeant Hammer again. Then again, we have Diva making a play here. Stukov, low, and gone. But they might get ETC at least. And nope, they don't. ETC is still alive. I was just waiting for Sergeant Hammer trying to go for the ult here. But yeah, a little bit too... not in time to come in and take ETC down. And now he has too many hit points, of course. But that would have been the BFG from hell if they would have been able to pull that off. 8 kills to 6. So on the kill count, I mean, it's not really that big of a lead for Team Rip. It feels like they're way farther ahead in kills than they actually are. Curious to see how Sergeant Hammer is going to play out as this continues. But for now, she's sitting at 15,000 damage. Nice siege damage. But again, nothing to really write home about for the time being. This is actually the whole build around the spider mines. That's something that people suggested after Dead Inside played it once, that we use it as a bounty in the future as well. I feel at this point it is probably just going to be a free bounty for whichever team Dead Inside is going to be on at the time. I have to admit though that just the idea behind it is kind of fun for me. To see different Sergeant Hammer builds, that would be... it would be interesting. I'm actually not even sure if it needs to be a bounty where Sergeant Hammer goes for the Spider-Mine build, or if you're just going to make it somewhere he can't pick Hover Siege mode on level 7, if that's already enough. Nice kill on Varian here. Yeah. So the coordination that we're getting from the blue team is on point, and they have a lot of CC that are stacking up, and that's an easy follow-up on Hanzo. Mephisto is getting big damage out, and now they're coming in for a follow-up kill on Sergeant Hammer. I mean, brutal. They're getting those kills easy peasy right now. That's 3 kills that they just got. And yeah, they get that fort, of course. They also extend the lead in experience with ease. They are now 1.5 levels ahead. Already have the level 13 talents. So yeah, that's pretty big. That's actually huge. Now we got all the way up at the top. Ningao making some plays still. Yeah, Virgil is already starting to protect this as best as he can. He wants the experience, of course, for the team too. They're going to be too late to the party on the shrine, though. Even with level 13 talents being this close, are they really going to make a move? Seems like they are. Okay, they need the minion wave down at the bottom, and then they should be fine. But they need to win the team fight if they want to have a chance. So, yeah, there's the continuation of the build with the tactical mine deployment. Another arrow from Hanzo. Danazovsky in trouble, and Stukov gets killed again. Sergeant Hammer just bounced around and also eliminated. So they were trying to come in with the tactical mine deployment, but even that didn't really save Sergeant Hammer, so tough times for them. So far, the idea behind what they're trying to do here is not working out whatsoever. Team Rip is in full control here. Might not have been always the case. There was a time in the early game where the red team looked better, but at least now we have the blue team in full control of the game. It's a little bit reminiscent of what we saw in game number 1, Towers of Doom. Now we have level 16 versus level 13. EDC at the top lane at least gets eliminated, so he's down. He had still the global stage dive, so they thought they could keep him at the top lane. 16 talents are now available though for the blue team, so they might not be able... Actually, if nobody retreats from the top lane, then they're still going to be completely fine pushing at the bottom of the map. Varian is hearthing back out. Does not get interrupted, but as long as D.Va is still sitting tight, they can at least take the wall out, and that's exactly what they're doing. They have the arcane sentries still that should eliminate, respawns a few more, at least those side walls, but the gate is gone, one tower is gone. So yeah, it's a fantastic second objective for Team Rip. Not only did they get the fort at the bot lane, but they also got the wall. And the leading experience, of course, is being extended with essentially every single play that they're making. We now have, we now have like 13-7. And down to in the middle. And there's the next play being made right there for the kill on Varian. But they turn it on ETC. Maybe now a sign of life from the red team. Hanzo gets away from Imperius. Or does he? Okay, I think he gets out. And ETC is about to go down. No, he survives and he makes it. He actually escapes. And Hanzo at the bottom of the map falls to Imperius. So they want to punish him at least. And they got a taunt. I think they should be able to take him down here, right? Malfurion comes in and tries to save the day. ETC is also still alive. But yeah, he comes back. And they go for D.Va. And instead of Imperius dying, it might actually be D.Va that falls. They're trying to chase her hard. There's the engage. And D.Va gets crushed. D.Va is gone. 15 kills to 7. Yeah, this is not looking good for DDX. Team Rip is just crushing them. Not only does the blue team have a talent advantage over their opponents, but of course on top of that they have a stats advantage through the 3-level gap between them that is giving them another massive boost here. This is just not, there's just no flowing together for DDX. They're trying the Sergeant Hammer build again, and the last time it was a lot more promising than what we're seeing here. But part of it is also the continuous leading experience and talents that we're getting for the blue team. They try and get another taunt in, and finally they at least take Hogger down. But Varian dies too. They needed the BFG here. Now the short distance hit, and another kill from Hanzo. So they are able to drop at least 2, but they're also losing Stukov again. And here's another turnaround attempt by the blue team. I mean, they're not really letting up on this in any way, shape, or form. They try to go for Hanzo once more. And Sergeant Hammer rescues the range damage dealer with a nice barricade before Imperius is able to drop Hanzo again. So 17 kills, 2-9. We have level 19 to level 17 in a second. Sergeant Hammer is still holding on to the bot lane and has gone for Executioner on level 16. A little bit wonky build here that we're getting from Dead Inside. Spider Talon at level 20, of course, also available. The question is, do they make it to level 20 in the first place? When it comes to raw numbers now, we got 40,000 for Hanzo, 40,000 for Sergeant Hammer, and 40,000 for Mephisto. That's essentially where we're at. Imperius is just close behind, just a little bit, with 37k. But here comes the Shrine. And since the red team... Well, the blue team doesn't have level 20 yet, so the red team has the same talents. This is going to be the one shot that they have at Punish, I think. If they don't take it here, then I don't know how they're going to fix this. So, Horder pulled as they're trying to go again for Yoshiro, and yep, Hanzo is gone. Hanzo is gone, and the blue team's still totally fine with the triple front line that they're playing. That's Stukov gone. They might get Sven here, And even that's a maybe. With Sergeant Hammer eliminated, it seems like Hogger is going to survive this one easily. And with 3 heroes down on level 20 already locked in for Team Rip, they're going to have no problem dominating this. There's a big push at the bottom of the map too. They're trying to go for D.Va here. I mean, at this point, they're just chasing. And D.Va is going to get eliminated. She is going to get killed, isn't she? And yep, she is. D.Va is gone. So Varian is the only survivor. He's trying to defend the bot lane. And even that is not likely going to happen. Imperius is chasing him. We have the attack coming through the middle. Hogger can go for the objective. But that keeps already being attacked and possibly taken out. Nice taunt, but not good enough. In comes the arrow from Hanzo as they're attempting to save Varian. They get a kill on ETC at least. But Varian is also gone, and now the keep in the middle is taking more and more damage and will likely get murdered here. As down at the bottom of the map, it has also taken a lot. I suppose that Hanzo can save it for now, but now that the blue team is shifting their focus to the bottom of the map, they should be able to eliminate this one as well. So, 32 kills in total in this game, more than 2 kills per minute. And with the Mortar Punisher now marching through the middle and 2 keeps gone, this should be the 2-0 lead in the best of 5 for Team Rip. They're playing clean games here. In game number 1, in game number 2. Very aggressive, and it leads occasionally to them also losing heroes, but they're playing this extremely well. And the build that we are seeing from Sergeant Hammer just doesn't work out for the red team. They're getting absolutely dominated here, and it's an easy victory on Infernal Shrines for Team Rip. They're taking the core down, and that is a 2-0 advantage in the best of 5 series for the blue team. Nice victory on Infernal Shrines. GG. Game number 3, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Well, this time the Sergeant Hammer build did definitely not work out. Not even a little bit. The entire game didn't work out for them, to be honest. I don't really want to blame it just on the Sergeant Hammer build, but it just seems that Team Rip was in full control here for essentially the entire game. With the exception of one of the most amazing D.Va kills that I've probably seen. That poor Imperius Ragdoll got kicked not only on the other side of the map, but off the platform on Infernal Shrines. So a bit crazy if you ask me. We're now in game 3, meaning that 20 heroes are unavailable because they have been played before. And we're going to take another quick look at the bounties, because if we are going to see a bounty attempt in the series, then it is either going to happen right now because the team is in a 2-0 lead from Team Rip, or if we somehow make it to game number 5, I could see a bounty being attempted in the 5th game, just simply because by then 40 heroes are eliminated, and that means that some of the picks that you see here will all of a sudden look very attractive. So that's, I guess, the situation that we're currently in. So if there's a bounty attempt by Team Rip, then it would be now. And a quick reminder, they already attempted a fair amount of bounties, and well, as a response to that possibility, we have on the bans now Cho'Gall unfortunately eliminated. Cho'Gall has been played, I believe, 5 times in the tournament. He has not lost yet. Every single Cho'Gall pick resulted in a victory, and is it's one of the most banned heroes that out of the bounty list that we get right now. Even if there is already completed, there are a couple of teams that have played their fair share of Cho'Gall, and they're not going to stop anytime soon. Specifically, when we're talking about the cats, for example. Junkrat, great pick on Tomb of the Spider Queen early on. So yeah, what do we get for the blue team? If they go for a bounty, I think it's going to be a pretty late pick into it. I'm a bit sad that Cho'Gall got eliminated. I don't know why, but Cho'Gall games are just fun to watch right now. I think he's not overplayed currently, which is good. But it's quite a bit of fun watching him play this out. So we get Muradin and we get Anduin. I think if we're going for a bounty here at all for Team Rip, it's probably just hinging around a hero. I don't think I'm going to go for some specific combo. But hey, we'll see. There's a couple of bounties, I think, on the list that are also a bit too hard to complete. I think back in the older days, the backdoor bounty was a little bit more popular. These days, we should probably change the bounty a bit and just make it Medivac Morales bounty. That would A, get Morales into play, and B, also get her with Medivac. over a stim drone. So that could be an interesting approach. Then you still have the chance as a team to go for a backdoor, but I believe that in this tournament at least we're not going to get that backdoor bounty. It's a little bit too telegraphed. You might be able to get away with it against a weaker team every now and then, but nobody wanted to take the risk so far. And it's also a bit more difficult to get it through the draft, so it goes a little bit against what we initially wanted to do with the bounties. Medivh gets still banned, by the way, here, especially now that Diablo is taken, so no ley line into Apocalypse. They banned Medivh earlier in the second position, and this time they actually waited for the third ban to get rid of him. Virgil now on Thrall. Okay, so we get Diablo, we get Thrall, and Ophia gets banned again. Bit reminiscent of what we've seen on the previous one with that. But what do we get for the blue team? What are we claiming here? I have some hopes. I have some hopes that they're actually coming in and that they are going to get some bounties for us. I mean, you're 2-0. Yes, it's an important series, but if you lose one here, if you risk it, you're still fine, right? Leo and Zagara. Nidus Zagara? Nidus Zagara on Tomb of the Spider Queen? I mean, there's a chance, but I'm not so sure. If you go for Nidus Zagara, I always expect her to be played on a big map. I mean, you could pull it off here. We'll see. There's also still the last pick, so if they feel that Zagara just generally with more is great for them and they want to combo it off with something else, be my guest. On the other side, we get Malthael and we get Ana. So they could go Tormented Souls and boost it with Ana. It's one choice. They have a few. Could also just boost Thrall. But our final pick for game number 3 for Tomb of the Spider Queen. So, what is Higao going to claim here? What are we getting? It's match point. Again, if they win here, they are in the playoffs. That's the big one. So, Tomb of the Spider Queen, ladies and gentlemen, it's the birdie. It's Falstad. And with that, we are set for match point number 1. Off we go! Game number 3. Match point, everybody. On the left side, Azzy on Zagara. The potential of a bounty in game number 3. With Krankel on Muradin. We got Sven on Leoric. Higao on Falstad. And Vasilisco is playing Anduin. Over on the right side, we got the red team. DDX definitely suffering in this series. Shizakid on Diablo. We got Yoshiro on Junkrat. Danazovsky on Ana, going for contact healing here on level 1. Dead inside after the failed attempt with Sergeant Hammer. Is currently going for Malthael. And we got Virgil on Thrall. So, yeah, Zagara with Nidus? Yes or no? That's probably the biggest question. The thing with Zagara actually is, if you pick her and you don't make a decision yet on whether or not you're going to go for Nidus, you can still decide a little bit later on in the game, depending on how the early game goes. If you all of a sudden realize that you're having a super tough time against your opponent and it's getting real difficult, you can still go for more and then have a better time there. So, something to consider. We have so far seen Team Rip not with an attempt at Zagara bounty. They attempted the Locust build Abathar and they attempted Gazlo Nova, which they failed. Outside of that, all the bounties that they tried to complete were successfully completed, so this would be the first time that they're trying to go into the Zagara attempt here. We'll see. But for now, we got Falstad up at the top, and yeah, Malthael is already up on the camp and is doing his thing there. We're going to see the same thing, I suppose, soon also from the blue team. For now, already some action happening around the turning point. As Krankel is just chasing them off, and yep, they're gonna get some extra damage in. So, with Ana, I'm curious too, because Ana could have an impact on which path Malthael takes as this continues. So that's another option. We have currently on a pale horse here for Malthael on level 1. And as they're taking the Siege Giants, we got Muradin invading this a bit, but there's no rotation coming. Most of the team is stuck on the Mercenary camp at the top left, so that means that they get the Siege Giants essentially for free and looking good here. So, no kills just yet, even with a bit of brawling around the turning points. Nice timing also on the camp here in the middle. Trying to go for Leo. Sven, yeah, already rotating back out, and with level 4 talents kicking in, Thrall is stacking. And Zagara going straight into the Envenomed Mines here. Leo with a drain on Diablo. And good damage out here. This is like the thing with Sven. I like the mount that he's running here too, as I already said. I let that one slide. It doesn't always have to be the money pick on someone like Leoriki. But the blue Ice Giant, I absolutely love that combo. If you don't go Janitor, this is really the one to go for. You can go for the blue carpet, you can go for the balloon, the money pick, the Cerberus skin that they're just using there. So, Frankel, talking about skins, he's dead. Yeah, that's a dead Murden. Murder is gone. A couple of gems lost, mostly recovered down here. All. It's a lot of attention, but I think Zagara is still able to easily move away from this. So yeah, Zagara is doing some work here. There's a lot of creep tumors on the map as well. So decent vision for her. It makes the lane a bit easier. We'll have to retreat soon to grab some mana, I guess, but not too bad. 1 kill only, so DDX was the only team that was able to grab themselves a kill. We got the turn-in attempts from the red team. They, of course, have to win 3 in a row now. It's not impossible, but it's insanely difficult. DDX is about to be eliminated from the tournament if they don't turn this around. Now that they go and take Leoric down, that's the second kill for the red team, though. So some early game momentum. Not bad. Also, gems turned in. They delivered 22. They have enough gems now for a full turn-in, if they're able to sneak that in. Level 7 gives them a small advantage in talents this early on. Thrall completes the quest. Nice, before the 4-minute mark. And they get some good damage in on Leoric again. So, nicely done. But Shiza Kid here with a few gems attempted turning. Can't quite deliver. But they're now so close to the turn. I mean, they safeguarded 45. They should be able to get the first Web Weaver wave. I don't want to say no matter what, but they have a really good shot to be the first team with an objective. For the opponent, we get Skullcracker. Now we get the secret weapon. Ana still firing away here. Has actually gone into Night Terrors now. So a really colorful build all over the place right now. Has started with contact healing, then the debilitating dart, and now Night Terrors. And gets instantly attacked. And Murden? Yep, that's a cool move from Junkrat. And they get the kill. Even with him having the cooldown ready and being able to jump out. That's a kill. They drop Zagara too, and that's now 4 kills to 0. And the red team also got the turn in, so they're gonna get the Web Weavers. Nice. Well done. Really well played by DDX, and finally a bit more momentum for the team. It was a tough series for them so far, but now they have some momentum in game number 3. Is that gonna be enough though? And will that affect the choice of Zagara? We'll see soon what Team Rip decides to go for on level 10, if they are trying for a bounty here. But suffice it to say that at least for now, they are falling behind. So they are starting to lose ground. Sven with 25 gems. Yep, and he needs to be very careful that he doesn't fall now. And Maltael would love to take him on, so they need to send somebody else down, and that's Murden. Yeah, he's already trying to retreat here, and for very good reason. With 25 gems and this few hit points, you just can't stick around at the bottom of the map. You gotta do something. That's exactly what he's doing now. So, top side, the wall is down, the fort to 50% HP at the bottom of the map. They are about to drop the entire thing. So this is looking really, really good for DDX. 1 fort destroyed, the fort in the middle with lots of damage. Apocalypse and Falstad is down. Yep, the early level 10 helping them, of course. And, by the way, what I also theorized a bit in the draft and as the game started has now come true. We have Tormented Souls, and we get Maltael with the boost from Ana whenever they see a big teamfight opportunity. In this case, Last Rites would have probably been a little bit better and helped them with a kill on Zagara. But just the general team fight power that you get with that combo of Tormented Souls and Ana's Nano boost is pretty strong. So here's the level 10 abilities, and they go for the bounty! Whoop whoop! Nice. We get the Nidus. No more. Now, they haven't gotten a single kill yet. Can they, with Nidus, somehow turn the game here? There's a lot more space now available on the map, considering that the first forts are being destroyed. And honestly, okay, no interrupt. Instead, Thrall might actually die. Nope, they're still fine. They didn't have the damage ready when they dropped the Entomb, and the Riptire was also immediately unleashed, but at least they got the Web Weavers. So that's something. They got the Web Weavers now, and let's see what they can pull off with that. Zagara has, of course, now her Nidus too, which is going to make it easy for her to top off her hit points and mana whenever she needs to just continuously push whenever she has a chance to. But here comes that combo. Here comes Malthael with Tormented Souls, and the boost pushes the blue team back and allows the rest of the team to go for a more or less easy defense against the first Web Weaver in the middle of the map. So yeah, this one is going to be taken out, but they have to also safeguard the rest of the lanes where Team Rip is getting a bit more aggressive. Nice little move by Thrall as he was trying to set up an attack and kill against our boy Malfurion, Muradin. But Anduin saved him for now. Krankle might still be in trouble. Danazovsky is the first one to fall, and they get a second kill. Ana and Thrall are both dead, but they get at least Muradin. The problem is that Shizakid is also fully isolated and will fall and lose the gems that he is holding. He's going to be back thanks to the quest that he, of course, had completed, but the bottom fort has still fallen. Junkrat trying to get some pressure going in the middle. They could still try and take out the fort at the top lane, but obviously at this point Junkrat is just trying to get away here. They have a lead in experience that will lead to an early level 13. Just enough gems to get the turn in and get the Web Weavers. So still a surplus in gems for DDX, a little bit ahead of Team Rip when it comes to that. If they can deliver them, then fantastic. Right now we have 26,000 damage for Malthael, 19,000 for Zagara, and Yoshiro delivers. That keeps them 15 short of getting the turn-in completed, and Dead Inside has all the gems that they need here. So he's gonna try for that turn-in, and they haven't figured it out yet, so that's a Web Weaver wave. They're gonna get it right here. Turn-in has happened, 13 talents on both sides. And let's see how they're going to react with this. Muradin, by the way, now with also his level 13 talent, so Bronze Beard Rage. That's actually a talent that DDX would love to have now, because if they had that, it would make it much easier for them to take the creep tumors out. Zagara has a lot of creep tumors on the map. A lot of them are obviously getting taken down, I mean, reliably, but still, this is not bad for them at all. And the Web Weavers are getting attacked quickly as Diablo was finding himself in some serious trouble, and even Sundering had to be used in order to save him. So now we have the Web Weaver wave in the middle taken out, but the Apo combo well executed initially at least, but then Anduin just ruined the play once more. It's not over though, they still could try and make a move for Muradin here, who had to pop his avatar. They go for Leo instead, who's low and has a lot of gems, but lots of heals coming through. Top side, the fort still hasn't fallen, and instead Diablo in trouble, and he gets dropped. And that's an immediate jump. One Muradin with a light bomb engage. They are taking down Junkrat, and now Thrall is dead as well. So they get 3 kills in that encounter. No fort destroyed. Only the Web Weavers at the bottom of the map are still there. And this is a bit of a disaster of a push. This is honestly a horrible push with the objective from DDX. They didn't do anything for them. I mean, quite the opposite. They actually lost the experience lead that they had previously. Malthael is now trying to jump in, but there's way too many heroes around, and that's another kill. So they can go now for the boss. Zagara, by the way, in the middle of everything, just a Nidus straight to the face. I mean, insta Nidus right there. Ana is coming in with a pew 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 to take it out. I don't think that Zagara is going to be too sad about it. She just had another charge. They find the boss attempt at the top. They're actually willing to come in for this. Malthael is missing. This is a bit of a YOLO move by them. They go for Krankle, light bomb, Sundering. Ana attacked in the back, and they're gassed. They try to at least take the boss. I don't think this is working out for them. 3 heroes are gone, and they're most likely also going to lose Diablo now. I mean, I don't really know what they were thinking here, but that's the boss taken by the blue team, and they just fed them another couple of kills. So that was a very interesting idea. Just coming in with the entire team and full on going phase. Yeah, I'm not so sure what exactly the thought process behind this was, but it definitely backfired. They take a big risk now with Malthael, and it's another kill. That is disastrous. They were already in the bad spot to begin with. If they let that boss slide, yes, they're going to lose some infrastructure at the top, but I think they might have been able to even save that keep. Now, on the other hand, this is a very different story. Now you have a boss and a Web Weaver wave against you. You're 2 levels behind, more than that arguably, and it's just a nightmare. They're getting completely wrecked now on this. The fort in the middle already gone. Top side, the wall is open just as the Web Weaver approaches the keep. The team is pushing in the middle, and they got Zagara here too. So this is looking amazing for Team Rip, not only for the series itself, but also for the bounty attempt that they are executing here. Zagara has been adding value. She's at 36,000 damage. That's top damage on the team and the game. And her siege damage is also pretty solid. So here comes the Entomb again. 16 still missing for DDX, and Diablo gets killed, and this time he is down for the full duration. The top side keep likely about to fall, and down at the bottom of the map another keep is already dropping hit points. Yep, this is looking like more and more like a 3-0 and a completed bounty for Team Rip. Huge risks from DDX, and I mean, if it pans out for them, if it works out, then I guess it's going to be great, but some of these light bomb engages that we had from Murden were way too much to handle. Falstead takes down Junkrat, Malthael dies, the bottom keeper has already fallen. Up here, they're trying to make another play, this time for Thrall. Falstead is flying into the birdie, wants the War Chief. Thrall is gone, and the core is actually losing hit points in just a second. The catapults are already dishing out real damage against the core. The top keep is now eliminated, and the red team is just running around like headless chickens, trying to somehow find an angle here, get some kills, but now they're missing out on a level 20 talent. It's a 4-level advantage for Team Rip. They're 4 levels ahead, and this is the last keep that the red team was holding. All the structures are eliminated. The core is already at 80%, and Team Rip is just crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. I'm honestly a bit surprised that they just didn't siege up here. But they get another wind tunnel. They come in with Muradin. The light bomb is missing. Anna is gone. But Falstead at least dies. Falstead dies. Malthael wants a kill on Anduin. And he gets it. Maybe. No. Malthael falls. He's gone. That's the end of Thrall. That leaves us with Diablo. And of course, it is a foregone conclusion what's happening now. That is game. A 5-man team wipe to take out the red team. And this is a 3-0 victory. Very clean last chance group from the perspective of Team Rip. So we have our last team to participate in the playoffs. It's going to be Team Rip as DDX is slowly being eliminated from the tournament. I mean, congratulations to Team Rip. A very clean series. They didn't even allow a single victory for DDX. Very impressive performance. Can't wait to see them in the playoffs, to be honest. 22 kills, 2-7 as they lock in the 3-0. GG. Well played.